Hi everyone, welcome back to another Hyperight Data Talks. Today I'm here with Mauro Luchetti, who is Artificial Intelligence CoE Leader at Quantyca. I'm very pleased to have a chat with Mauro today, and he, along with his colleague, Andrea Gioia from Quantyca, will be presenting at the upcoming Data Innovation Summit, which is happening in May this year. Mauro, welcome. And for today's talk, I would like to ask you, can you share a bit about yourself and what is your professional background?
Yeah, absolutely. Let's say that like everyone else in the early days in a consulting firm, I mostly work on project implementation, and being Quantyca company strongly focused in data management, I had the opportunity to work on different solutions on real-time infrastructures, on ATL and ELT data pipelines, on business intelligence and advanced analytics solutions and so on. I became data architect and therefore brought the experience I had on projects in supporting the definition of data platforms in many different contexts for industries like logistics, banking, retail, digital payments, and others. Currently, I lead the Artificial Intelligence Center of Excellence at Quantyca, where together with my team, we design AI-powered platforms and architect data-driven solutions. Our work recently revolves around document intelligence, so AI-driven document processing, and on knowledge management. We designed and implement several retrieval augmented generation platforms, defining all the components from the parsing, from the ingestion, and from the retrieval, obviously, parts. And we build essentially automated document processing solutions, obviously using large language models. Our focus is also ensuring that these AI-driven applications are secure, are scalable, are well monitored, and that they incorporate all the data management elements and all the data management skills that they need in order to be complete and well-informed solutions.
Thank you for that introduction, Mauro. My next question would be regarding your talk at the summit with Andrea. You will present on how to avoid agentic mess with data products and knowledge graphs. So can you give me a sneak peek of what can the delegates expect from your presentation?
Yeah, sure. We will dive into the challenge of managing intelligent agents in complex systems, and the main point is that both humans and agents need to interact with each other effectively. Our focus will be on how data products and enterprise knowledge graphs provide a way to do this, provide a structured way to facilitate this communication and coordination, and also the decision-making process among also these agents. We will try to be as practical as possible. So we'll make examples, and we will discuss three main aspects. The first one is to how can we represent shared information architecture with an enterprise knowledge graph. So we will demonstrate how a knowledge graph, an enterprise knowledge graph, can serve as a common language for this for the agents, ensuring that they operate in a consistent way and they can fully understand the data they can see and the context, and they are fully aware of the context of the organization. And obviously, this helps in misinterpretation and inefficiencies that usually you have when this autonomous agent acts without a shared knowledge base. So to have this kind of common language between them. The second aspect is to how can we implement an enterprise knowledge graph, one data product at a time, so one step, and not as a whole picture, but one piece at a time, one data product at a time. So we will introduce this I would say step-by-step approach in building enterprise knowledge graph. And the way we will present is aligned with the principle of data mesh. So essentially in what we call a knowledge mesh. What does this mean? This means treating treating knowledge as a product itself. So decentralize the ownership and allowing the teams to contribute to this semantic rich and well-governed data products that then we will feed into the enterprise knowledge graph. The third aspect, so the last one, it's how to avoid what we call agentic mess with a well-structured ecosystem. So essentially, the fact that without any proper governance or structure, if you start to have a growing network of AI agents, this can quickly become chaotic. So we will showcase a real world strategy for preventing this I would say fragmented and misaligned agent behavior, using obviously the enterprise knowledge graph that we show how to build in the previous point. So that's essentially the three aspects and what you can expect in our talk.
Thank you for that answer, Mauro. I believe that this topic is very interesting one, and the delegates will be very engaged in this session. Regarding your talk, again, I would like to touch upon an enterprise knowledge graph, EKG, which is the foundation for seamless communication. Can you walk us through the process of implementing an EKG in the context of using data products to build this architecture?
Yeah, absolutely. Implementing an enterprise knowledge graph required a structured approach with two parallel streams that has to work in synergy. That are the knowledge modeling and data product development. In the best case scenario, the best case scenario is when these streams can evolve together, and this ensured that the model structure, the semantic structure of the knowledge graph align with the operational data. From the beginning, essentially, from the building of the data product. On the knowledge modeling side, we define many aspects, for example, ontologies, taxonomies, relationships, that describes concepts like I don't know, customer, order, product, and how they interconnect with each other. These kind of operations are done by domain expert, so must be done by domain expert that constitutes the modeling team. At the same time, the data product development focused on building structured data set that expose data in a standardized and reusable way. That's the principle of data mesh, essentially. To ensure this smooth integration, each data product should embed this kind of semantic metadata, so the semantic linking with the knowledge concept that we model, make it compatible with the knowledge graph, essentially. Now, the things aren't always this clean cut. Sometimes we see in organization that they already have a set of data products, but do not have a structured ontology. So in this case, what you have to do is to have like a reverse engineering approach. So you have to analyze the existing tables, APIs, datasets, and so on, and try to infer the semantic meaning and construct the ontology, the different layers of ontology afterward the creation of the data product. In some other organization, maybe you can maybe they start by modeling the ontology first, and then build on top of that the data products that aligns with the build ontologies. In this scenario, the data platform, and particularly self-service data platform, plays a crucial role because they have to provide the tooling needed to link this data product with the knowledge graph, and to enforce data contracts, and to maintain governance policies, for example. This kind of platform serves as a bridge between the physical data sets and the conceptual models, enabling this metadata-driven integration. And once you implemented the enterprise knowledge graph, this can significantly enhance data discovery, for example, the interoperability of data, the governance, obviously. Business users and also AI systems, AI application can query not just the data, the raw data, but can extend a context and be more contextually rich, extracting semantically structured information, so improving all the decision they have to make, and all the automation aspects, for example. Obviously, also this kind of structure can enable computational governance, can enable better access controls, quality checks, and compliance rule directly in the data ecosystems.
And I'd like to know, in your experience, what are some challenges organizations face when designing and deploying an enterprise knowledge graph? How can they overcome them?
This is an interesting question. The first problem that certainly needs to be addressed is to find the right people to bring to the table, to be part of the modeling team. And this is because knowledge is something that is mostly, and it's still mostly, in people's head. and identify the right people is a key aspect, obviously, to be able to create the right model, the right conceptual model, the right ontologies, the right knowledge graph. After that, as in all contexts where there's a federation, another point to consider is the convergence of ideas and aspects that are not necessarily consistent with each other. So here you must be very good at creating the right hierarchy in structuring the knowledge, so that there are different levels of specialization of the knowledge itself. So each business domain or subdomain needs to be able to express their own knowledge using their own specific language, but at the same time, at maybe at a higher level, it is necessary to agree upon and find points of convergence to express this intrinsic knowledge of the whole organization at the organization level. The main goal, by the way, must remain the data reuse, and the only way to do this is to have a model that is able to abstract from the specific knowledge of each business subdomain. Another point to consider is a question that we are asked, that is, can't we have artificial intelligence build this model, build the enterprise knowledge graph? And from our point of view, the short answer is no, at least not completely. Obviously, we have seen incredible progress in this regard, but the truth is that you cannot get away from talking to people and from getting people around the table and asking what aspects are really relevant to them, and that only they can know of their specific area of work, of this specific domain. And only in this way, the knowledge graph that we build can represent the nuances, the little aspects that are found in the documents, in the tables, and in general in the data on which the organizations operates.
And Mauro, given your experience in AI and data management, can you share some best practices for avoiding what you refer to as the quote agentic mess when building such complex ecosystems of intelligent agents?
Sure. First, we need to formally define what is meant by an agent. So what are the key components that make up the agent, that compose the agent? And there is an incredible proliferation of frameworks and tools for creating agents. But if you think about it, they all rely on few key concepts. So the model used, the tools provided, the memory and how that memory is managed, and so on. All these components need to be formalized declaratively, such as using appropriate specifications, following, for example, what we have defined for data product management. And this allows organization to establish a sort of agent's identity card and to centrally manage policies and governance, but at the same time allowing different teams to deploy agents with essentially with the framework and our technology that they prefer. And after having established what an agent is, what is meant by an agent, and having defined the basic platform components to manage its life cycle, a second step is to formalize the way in which the agents can communicate with each other. We have seen this concept even before. And the enterprise knowledge graph must provide this kind of this kind of layer, must provide this kind of common language with which this agent can talk to each other and can interpret and understand the data used by the organization. It is necessary to also establish the communication protocol not from the language point of view, but from a technical point of view, to provide common modes of interaction at the same time, both between agents, for example, using framework like Agent Network Protocol, or between agents and data. One example here is the Anthropic's Model Context Protocol.
Thank you for that answer, Mauro. My next question would be, how can organizations ensure that the principles of data mesh and knowledge mesh align with their AI governance strategy in order to maintain scalability and sustainability?
Okay, so first, organization needs to take a step back and look at the bigger picture. We have seen that data and knowledge needs to be treated as products. So that's a key aspect. They are not just raw assets floating around. And that means that they need to be well documented, they need to be structured and reusable. And this is where data contracts and semantic linkings come in. These ensure that AI products get high quality and meaningful inputs. Another key aspect is defining ownership. So instead of having a centralized bottleneck, data and knowledge should be governed within business domains. So meaning that the teams that know the data, they are responsible for maintaining it. At the same time, there needs to be a federated governance where the global AI policies are still enforced across the board. Now, governance can be just a manual checklist, but it has to be computational. So organizations should bake in automated rules that ensure data quality, security, and compliance, so that AI systems aren't pulling from unreliable or non-compliant sources. For the scalability, a key aspect is to build service platforms. If the teams can easily access and contribute to produce AI-ready data and ontologies without blocking or in an efficient way, obviously the innovation moves faster, but it's still staying within governance boundaries. And finally, for long-term sustainability, interoperability is non-negotiable. So the whole idea is that data and knowledge assets should be composable. So this means that they can be easily connected and reused instead of rebuilding, obviously, from scratch every time. So that's what essentially keeps AI system flexible and future-proof.
Thank you for that answer, Mauro. And I would like to sum up this talk today by asking you, how do you envision the future of these intelligent agents and knowledge graphs? How do you see them shaping AI and data initiatives in the coming years?
That is a tough one. We are in a world that's evolving, I would say, at unprecedented pace. And in this world, AI is not just another technology in this landscape. I think it's the biggest force of disruption we have seen in decades. Now, intelligent agents and the knowledge graph are going to play a fundamental role in how we manage and extract value from data. That's for sure. Traditional databases and rule-based automation are a bit struggling to keep up with the rate of change. That's why the real world, it's not a list of rows and columns. It's a web of interconnected concepts, relationships, and evolving contexts. So knowledge graphs gives AI the ability to structure and understand information in a way that resembles human cognition. So instead of retrieving isolated data points, AI can understand the relationship between them, and this is crucial for industries dealing with the complex domains. And what we need are AI-driven systems that can adapt, that can reason, and that can retrieve relevant knowledge dynamically. So intelligent agents are already evolving beyond the simple chatbots. Obviously, we are seeing AI systems that can reason, that can plan, that can act autonomously. And this means we're not just asking an AI for response, but we're starting to delegate tasks to it. Think of agents that can research, summarize, make decision, and even interact with other systems in a meaningful way. This shift is critical because as AI systems become more powerful, the real challenge is not just in the intelligence, but is in their ability to manage information effectively. And that's where knowledge graphs come in. The rapid improvement of AI models, like the ones we have seen with the GPT-4, Claude, Grok, and others, is making the combination of knowledge graph and intelligent agents even more powerful. These models are getting better at reasoning and generalizing knowledge. And that's mean that when they interact with the knowledge graph, they can infer new insights, so not just retrieve the existing ones. So now the real question is how do we use this in business? So the companies that will thrive are the ones that integrates this AI system into their decision-making processes, not just as tools, but as co-pilots in strategy and operations. So AI is no longer just automating tasks, but it's shaping the way we think and we make decisions. So looking forward, I see these intelligent agents becoming more autonomous and continuously improving their reasoning and seamlessly integrating with the real time with the dynamically update knowledge graphs.
Thank you very much, Mauro, for today's engaging talk. I really enjoyed it, and I hope that those who are listening to us will enjoy as well. Don't miss out Mauro's and Andrea's presentation at the Data Innovation Summit on the topic of avoiding agentic mess with data products and knowledge graphs. Thank you very much for your time, Mauro, and I hope to see you at the summit.